Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning or good day, depending on where you're from. Welcome back to another live stream. Hopefully everybody had a nice weekend. Hopefully everybody, whoever celebrates the holiday, enjoyed a nice little 3-day break, a nice little holiday. Got to spend some time with some family, did something good, spent some time outside. Hopefully everybody had a wonderful weekend and is ready to get back to work. Good morning or good day. Welcome back to another live stream. How's everybody doing today? How did everybody's weekend go? Hopefully everybody had a nice weekend. Hopefully everybody is ready to get back to work. Just going to take a moment to welcome everybody into the live stream, and then we'll get into some information here. Good morning, Andy. Biggest fan. Perfect first comment there. Hey, good morning, Andy. Hope your weekend went well. Trader007, how are you doing today? Fernando, good morning. ICTNGL, good morning. Mock, good morning. JR, good morning. Bonnie, good morning. AO, good morning. Osho, good morning. Donald, good morning. How's everything doing today? How's everybody's week starting off so far? Diffs, good morning. Mr. DMX, good morning. Hopefully everybody's having a nice day. Hopefully everybody had a nice weekend. And hopefully we are ready to get back to work. We got ourselves a full week here. Going to slowly start to go over the information. So just going to say it beforehand. If I have to repeat myself, sorry about that. Individuals come in throughout the entire live stream. So the individuals that are not here during the beginning might not get the information. All right. So therefore, if I repeat myself, just saying sorry in advance. I normally have to, talk about the bias 90 different times. So stick in there with me. People come in the door at all different points in time. So we'll go over it a handful of times as we're waiting. But love to see the familiar faces. Love to see everybody showing up for another week. Let's get prepared. Let's get ready to stick to our game plan. Let's get ready to be patient. Let's get ready to have discipline in our process. Let's get ready to make sure that we're prepared to manage our risk. All right, so we're going to go over an entire weekly outlook. We have a giveaway going on as well. Maybe we'll make a deal with you here on the live stream as well. Type a 1 in chat if you think we should do an additional giveaway here on the live stream this morning. Let me know if you want to make a deal. Before I do that, I do have the Twitter giveaway going on right now. Okay, so if you hop over to my Twitter right here, I'll also put, I don't know if I could put a link in the chat. Let me just check. Let me see if that'll go through. All right, you guys get my government name too, I guess, but there's the link. We do have a giveaway going on the Twitter. That is separate from the live stream. Okay, so if you do want to participate in this, okay, all you got to do is go over to this tweet and then complete the entry criteria. Okay, so that's the first one. We'll look to do one here on stream as well. It looks like we did get a couple ones. So let's take a look. I'll have to mention this a couple times too because there will be new people joining, but let's get the like button up to, let's see if we can get to like, what do you think? Throw a number out there. What should the deal be? It's got to be a decent one. It's got to be a decent one. Hey, good morning, Contigo. Good morning, Sathish. Good morning, Tariq. Good morning, Classy. Good morning, Island Dreams. Good morning, Tucci Trades. Good morning, R. Furna. Island Dreams, hope your day is going well. Good morning, Maya. Hope you had a nice weekend. Good morning, Shark. Hope you're doing well. Link, good morning. Hope your day is going well. All right, here's the deal. We'll give away 3 My Funded Futures accounts. We'll do 3 My Funded Futures accounts for somebody that's here in chat during the live stream if the live stream gets to 200 likes. All right? 200 likes. So smash the like button. Let's get the live stream to 200 likes. When we do that, the moment we do that, we'll do a giveaway for 3 different individuals. You have to be present in chat. That's the last thing. So 3 different individuals that are present in chat will win the giveaway. So now you have 2 opportunities to start off the week. 2 opportunities. The one over there on Twitter, and then the one right here in the live stream. All right, but the one in the live stream, we'll announce the winners today, and you have to be present in chat to claim it. All right, the Twitter giveaway will be announced on Friday. Okay? So you got 2 different opportunities here this morning. Smash the like button. Let's get another giveaway going here on the live stream as well. Good morning, Ann Kish. Hope your day is going well. Good morning, Bob. Hope you had a nice weekend. Divi, good morning. Hope everybody's day is going well. Hope everybody had a nice weekend. Hopefully everybody got a chance to reset, recharge, do something good for the soul, because that way we'll be ready for work this week. So let's lock in. Let's get ready for a full week ahead of us. All right? Stick to the game plan. Manage your risk. All right? Let's get prepared. Good morning, Mehul. Let's start over here. We're going to slowly start going through a weekly outlook, get some analysis done, and get the trading desk updated. So let's start over on the economic calendar. And let's get into it. Pulling up the trading desk over here. All right. All right, let's take a look. And let's start over here. All right, let's start on the economic calendar. And let's take a look. All right, today we have a 10 a.m. driver. Today we have a 1 p.m. driver. Now, for all the individuals that have been here working with me for some time, I've said this a million times, and I'll continue to keep saying it. Trump's on the docket there, right? So we spoke about how important it is to be on top of Trump's commentary, his decision-making, his tweets, his policies, the whole 9. Anything to do with Trump, we need to be aware of. You can clearly see how it impacts the market, okay? We have that situation again today. We have that situation again tomorrow. There's some deadlines in terms of the war that's happening right now that are going to directly impact the market. Okay, so yeah, we do have a 10 a.m. driver at, for PMI during the morning session. But if I had to make an assumption, right, my very first guess would be that this is going to be the real driver right here. Right, so if it's, if it's non-directional heading up until 1 p.m., it makes sense, in my opinion, because everybody's just anticipating what Trump has to say. Right? Everybody just wants to know what's going to happen next in terms of what Trump is going to decide. So pretty much we need to be aware of 9:30 a.m. New York Open, 10 a.m. for the PMI, and 1 p.m. for Trump. All right, that's what's on the schedule for today. Be aware of these important times. Tomorrow we have no news. All right, so tomorrow we only need to worry about 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right? New York Open and Trump. I understand that Trump is not on the schedule for Tuesday, but we all see how he just goes on social media, creates some kind of, I don't even know what to call it. I mean, some of his posts are, I just wouldn't think that a president would be posting that, is really all I'm trying to say. So we just need to be aware of any type of his communications, even if he's not on the schedule for the day. Let's make sure we are aware of 9:30 a.m. and any Trump communications on Tuesday. Wednesday, 2 p.m., FOMC meeting minutes. Make sure you understand that FOMC meeting minutes is not the same as a FOMC press conference. Those are two completely separate meetings, okay? A Fed rate decision, okay, is much more important than a FOMC meeting minutes. All right, so let's just go back here to show you the difference. This is the FOMC that I'm concerned with right here. Right, this is the real volatile driver. When you see an FOMC economic projection, statement, press conference, Fed funds rate. Now that compared to what we're dealing with this week, okay, FOMC meeting minutes, it's going to be less volatile. It's not nearly as volatile as a Fed rate decision. We'll still be aware of it, but I don't trade the PM session is the second comment that I have there. In terms of needing to be aware of this important time, I'll be in and out of a trade, 9:30 to 11. So this doesn't really impact the ability to search for a position there on Wednesday. Then we have on Thursday, we have 8:30 a.m. We have a red folder there for PCE and GDP. Okay. So 8:30 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. on Thursday, those will be in some important times. And then 8:30 a.m. on Friday is the big driver. The big driver. Between President Trump on Monday and CPI on Friday, yeah, we should get a move here, to be honest. We should see a move here. We got two drivers in the beginning of the week and at the end of the week. And CPI is one of our largest volatile drivers. The top three in terms of movement, volatility, is CPI. CPI on average out of all the red folders has the most amount of volatility. Then comes non-farm payroll. Then comes FOMC. Okay, so clearly we need to be aware of CPI being on Friday. All right. Now, quick little conversation. For the people that have been working with me, you've heard me say this hundreds of times, but CPI is a expediting opportunity. Okay, so for individuals that have a proven track record, time equals money. Okay, you don't want to sit in an eval trying to pass an eval when you have a proven track record. People that have consistently taken payouts, people that have made more payouts than they have expenses, right? You're net profitable and you've proven it, is what I'm saying. Those type of individuals should try to expedite their evals because time equals money. And CPI is one of those expediting opportunities. The two times that I would even consider or even think about expediting is non-farm payroll and CPI. And we have CPI this Friday. So for those proven individuals, here's a chance to expedite here at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday. So one shot, one kill. We've spoke about that before. If anybody's not aware of that, then feel free to reach out and ask any questions. That is definitely an opportunity there on Friday. Now, the other side of that coin, you just have to know the difference. And this is, knowing thyself, okay? If you are still learning, if you have not created a proven track record, then do not expedite. Okay? Choose your education over that. If you have not proven your abilities, do not expedite. Plain and simple. There is no rush for those individuals that are still in the learning phase, because it is much more important to develop the skill, develop the mindset, develop the game plan in the process, because the market's never going anywhere. Once you learn that skill, once you have that muscle memory to complete that process, there's going to be another CPI at another point in time. There will always be another opportunity, so you do not have to do it now. Do it when you're ready, okay? Huge difference there. Huge difference there. So that's our economic calendar for the week. Make sure you're aware of the important times of the week. And now let's head back over to the chart to get some technical analysis in as well. For anybody that hasn't seen this calendar, it's on forexfactory.com. We're filtering it to the red folders, the gray folders, and USD news. We need the gray folders because we need bank holidays. All right. We're most concerned with red folders. I'm not worried about orange or yellow. Additionally, I'm not worried about other currencies because I only trade NQ and ES. So NQ and ES is not going to get affected by, Canadian news. It's going to get affected by USD news. All right, so you can either see this economic calendar on the forexfactory.com, or if you check the announcements section of the Discord, you'll see that I post the economic calendar. That's across social medias as well. So either in the announcements section of the Discord or on any of my social medias, I always post the economic calendar because we need to be prepared for the week. So you can see it there as well. All right, now we got the economic calendar completed. And just for the individuals that have just now joined the stream, we just made a deal in the beginning of the stream. If the stream gets to 200 likes, so the moment that that like button hits 200, 3 people that are in chat are going to get a 50K My Funded Futures account. All right, so smash that like button. Let's get it to 200. That way we can do a giveaway for people that are here in chat. All right. The like button on YouTube, correct. Yeah, so there's a like button right below my YouTube stream. Get that like button to 200. We'll do a giveaway for 3 people that are currently in chat. You have to be in chat during the giveaway to actually claim it. So if you're not present, then we're going to re-roll, and somebody that is present in chat will get one. Up to 3 different people. So that will be when the like button hits 200. Additionally, if you weren't here in the beginning, I also have a Twitter giveaway going on. So if you also want to participate over here, complete the entry criteria on Twitter, you have 2 different chances here. 2 different chances. All right? 2 different chances. Okay. Now we'll start to get into some technical analysis. All right. Yeah, the giveaway is a code, right? If you win the giveaway, I just send you the code. You type the code into checkout. You complete the transaction, and you'll see that it's a completely free account. All you have to do is submit the code. Yeah. That's for Lucid, okay? For My Funded Futures, there's a little bit different process. So Lucid does codes. My Funded Futures issues them themselves. So that's where you contact me, and I send your information over to My Funded Futures, and they'll email you an account. So there's 2 different processes there for each prop. All right. Good morning or good day, depending on where you're from. Hope everybody had a nice weekend. We are just slowly getting prepared for today's session. We got into the economic calendar already. We got into some giveaways. We're also going to get a weekly outlook completed. All right. While we're going over this process, feel free to throw any type of questions or information in the chat. We can gladly go over any type of information if you have any questions as well. And here we go. Perfect question. I'm just shifting to futures after 3 years on forex. I have a proven edge. I just want some more advice that I may need that could help me. I would really appreciate your time. Thanks for the question, and thanks for being so kind. That was a very, very nice comment. So the first thing that I would mention in terms of the difference between futures and CFDs, one is the central data. So CME data is futures, right? So there's one central location that all the data comes from, compared to forex, where you'll see discrepancies between brokers because it's different data. In futures, there's only one set of data, and it's going to be CME. So make sure you have the live data for CME to make sure you're getting real-time information. For example, up here on your screen, right, if you're in TradingView right now, up here will be, I might have it for stocks. So let me hop over here so you can see it actually. No, I have the real time for stocks as well. Never mind. Okay. Going back to the data comment, if you don't have real-time data, you'll see it up here. There will be like a little yellow dot. There'll be a little yellow dot like right here that shows that your data is delayed. Okay, so make sure you get this real-time CME data if you're going to trade ES and NQ. All right, when you go get the CME data, make sure you get the data for the assets that you're going to trade, right? Because NQ and ES are the indices. So those are the futures charts for the indices. That is different than oil, right? Oil is a commodity. There's a difference there. Commodities versus indices. Depending on which asset you're going to trade, make sure you get the real time data for the correct asset, whether it's commodities or indices. That's the first thing. Make sure you have real-time data. Second thing, I would also say that you have to understand the different point system. You have to know how much each chart equals. All right, so let's go over this example right here. You have ES, which is the mini for the S&P 500. You have MES. This is the micro for the S&P 500. NQ mini, MNQ micro. All right. Since we're on ES, we're going to take a look at this. I'm just answering a question, chat. Okay. You can see that I'm in my live account right now, so you can see that there's no P&L fluctuating. For all the individuals that love to ask me if I'm in a position or if I'm going to take this trade, just understand you'll see it on the chart, right? There will be a number fluctuating when I actually take a trade. There's no confusion there. So I'm just doing this to answer the individual's question. We're going over the point system for ES. Okay, we're on ES. Let's imagine we're taking this trade. Okay. Let's take a look. There's a 7-point stop loss here, right? If we were to get in along where it is right now, putting the stop at the low, there's a 7.75 stop loss. This is how many points it is until the stop loss. So if we were to enter right here and price went down to right here, that would be a stop loss. The amount of points from entry to stop loss is 7.75 points. Now, this is the part that you need to understand, and this is what I'm trying to get into. ES per point equals $50 change in your P&L. per point, your P&L is going to change by $50. Okay, so we just said that this was 7.75 points, right? Okay, so now 50, ready? 50 times 7.75 is $387.50. So 50 times 7.75 equals $387.50. I'm going over this so that you understand risk management. That's why I'm going over this. Okay, so per point on ES, it's $50 per point. $50, your P&L will change every time price goes up a point or down a point. Right, and then in this example, you'd have a stop loss of $387.50 because 50 times 7.75 is $387.50. Okay. Now, let's just finish the conversation. Now that you understand what I'm trying to say, when I say $50 change in your P&L per point, now we can go through all the other assets. So MES per point is a $5 change in your P&L per point. All right. Let's just do that for the rest of them. All right, NQ. NQ is 20. MNQ is $2. Okay. Now you know the point system, so now you can understand risk management. Those are the top two things in terms of switching to futures. The original question was, any advice for switching over from forex to futures? And my two most important advices there is getting the correct data so that you're trading on the proper instrument, and then understanding risk management. Those would be my number one and number two advices. Here's how you understand risk management right here, per point. You also, the last thing that I need to say about this as well is that you have to understand that this is per contract. Okay, per contract. For example, if we had 2 contracts of ES, then it would be $100 per point because 2 times 50 is 100. So if you have 2 contracts of ES, every time it moves 1 point, your P&L is going to change by $100. Okay? So just make sure that you understand risk management, right? If you have a system that's already working in Forex, just bring it over to futures and make sure you understand risk management and have the correct data. So very good question. Very, very good question. Here's your point system, and this is per contract, per point. Very good question. Hey, good morning, N Cool. Good morning, Bike and Trades. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's day is going well. Hope everybody had a nice weekend. Hopefully everybody is ready to get back to work. Let's crush another week. You didn't do any markups on your charts? No, we're going to do our weekly outlook here any minute. We just had some questions come across, so we're also answering any questions in chat. Okay, so if you have any questions or any information, feel free to throw it in chat. So far, we got through some giveaways. We talked about the economic calendar. We're answering some questions, and we're also going to get our weekly outlook completed here any minute. Hey, good morning, Zan. Hope your day is going well. Good morning, Weapon. Good morning, Spyro. Hope everybody is having a nice day and is getting ready for New York Open. Do you trade forex? No, I do not. I trade ES and NQ. I go over euro analysis because chat asked me to. I go over dollar analysis because chat asked me to. I don't trade these instruments. I trade NQ and ES. So, hey, good morning, Rod. Good morning, Historical Seconds. Sorry if I say this wrong. Please do correct me if I do. Good morning, Lalitham. Not sure if I said that correctly, but good morning. Feel free to correct me. Hopefully everybody's having a nice morning and is getting ready for the week. Good morning, Risk Taken. Hope your day is going well. So just another friendly reminder, when the like button hits 200, we're going to do a giveaway for 3 people that are here present in chat. Okay, so smash the like button. Get that deal completed. It's got to hit 200 for that giveaway to happen. But when it does happen, the second it happens, 3 people that are present in chat will go home with a giveaway account. All right, let's start to get our weekly outlook completed. Let's take a look. You're going to have to be patient with me here on this one because as I'm doing the weekly outlook, I'm also going to need to update my trading desk. So I'm going to need to take some screenshots as well, which is going to slow it down a little bit, but let's take a look. So Euro, the analysis is still on the chart. Euro retested a bullish FEG on the daily chart, and it looks like it's starting to try to find support there. All right, so I'm looking at this area as an area of support for higher prices. All right, bullish FEG on the daily chart, trying to act as support. If it acts as support, you have these relative equal highs here to aim at. And then you have a third high there as well. So some low resistance liquidity right above us, acting as equal highs. We're getting supported by a bullish FEG. For those reasons, I'm going to look to see if we could target the swing highs. So bullish bias there for me on Euro. Let me grab a screenshot of that so I can update the Discords as well. Very simple stuff here. Internal to external. Internal being the daily FEG. External being the swing highs. Right? So we're looking to see if the bullish FEG can act as support for higher prices. All right, so IRL to Euro. Next, the dollar. The dollar. Dixie. The dollar. All right, so as it should be inversely correlated to Euro. The dollar is also dealing with an FEG. It's dealing with a bearish one here. Right, so we'll see if it gets rejected by the bearish FEG. There's multiple swing lows in here to aim at. Yes, chat, I know somebody's going to say it. Yes, price did run above the FEG. Yes, price did open above the FEG. But the FEG is an area. Price is never going to be perfect, right? It's not going to just perfectly respect the FEG. Sure, it went above it. To me, it's not invalidated yet. I would like to see a closure above it to consider it invalidated. As of right now, we have not gotten a closure above it. Yes, we got an open above it, but we did not get a closure above it. So I'm still going to look to see if this provides a rejection to target lower prices. Same exact thing as Euro, right? IRL to ERL. Daily bearish FEG. We'll see if that can act as resistance for lower prices. Let me get a screenshot of this. Let's get this over here. Another simple IRL to ERL. Oil. What a beautiful move here on oil. Where is my oil chart? All right. Oil. My targets have already been completed on oil here. So oil, I'm going to remain neutral. Right. So for example, the last analysis that I had on oil was this right here. We were looking at a bullish FEG targeting this swing high here. Clearly that's been completed as we had this daily candle move from the bullish FEG above the swing high. So this was the target. That was there on, what is 4-2? 4-2 was Thursday. So on Thursday, I had a bullish bias. Oh, wow, it completed on Thursday as well. That is just gorgeous. Bias has been completed is where I'm going with this statement. We had a bullish bias to the swing high. The swing high has been taken out. So now that it has, now I'm going to wait. Now I'm going to wait. Yes, I do want to look for March 9th. So yes, I do want that to be the overall target. But now thinking about different phases of price delivery, right? So let's just take a little sidetrack here and let's talk about different phases of price delivery. You have expansion, you have consolidation, you have retracement, right? So after expansion, the first thing that I'm saying to myself is we need to look for consolidation or retracement. Asking for expansion immediately after expansion happens is lower probability, right? So if you're thinking that you're going to go from expansion to expansion, that's lower probability than thinking you're going to go from expansion to consolidation, right? So that's why today I don't want to have a bias. Today, I would rather see them consolidate, right? Like, here's all of our momentum right here. Here's all of our momentum right here. Here's halftime right here. Take a quick water break. Come into the second half. Dip into another FEG. And then start moving again, right? Let's just take a break here. Take a quick breather. Get a water break. Have a day of consolidation. Once we get that day of consolidation, then we can also confirm a daily bullish FEG. And then we have an area to work with, right? So this is a time of being patient, right? After expansion, allow it to consolidate. Allow it to retrace. And when it retraces, let it retrace into a higher time frame point of interest to make a higher probable decision. So, for example, instead of longing today, I'd rather just wait. After waiting, I would like to see this bullish FEG get confirmed, right? This would be confirmed after today's daily candle closes because it's a 3-candle pattern, right? We need all 3 of these candles for this FEG to be confirmed. After the FEG gets confirmed, look for SMT inside of this gap, right? Tomorrow, right? So how about tomorrow? This one just consolidates. It does nothing today. Tomorrow, we take out previous day low into the bullish gap, we find SMT against a correlated pair, and the SMT confirms continuation higher. So let today consolidate, sweep previous day low tomorrow, find SMT to then search for the highs again from the bullish gap. All right, so all that, I know that was long-winded, but all of that boils down to let's be patient here today on oil. Let's allow some consolidation. After we get that, let's look at the bullish FEG on the daily chart for continuation higher. Let's be patient today and be neutral on oil. Let's let information develop. Then let's look for something that is one-sided. So we're going to be neutral here on oil. After all that, we are neutral here on oil. Let the FEG get confirmed, then we can target March 9th. All right. Hey, good morning. I'm going to say this wrong. Daggeroak? Maybe? But good morning. Hope your day is going well. March 9th as the target. Yep. Okay. Yep. So Island Dreams is looking at the same thing. Like I just said, I'm just going to let the FEG form first. Then I'm going to look for March 9th. Hey, good morning, Mr. Zink. Hope your day is going well. Hope you had a nice Easter as well. Nice little 3-day weekend. And now we get back to work. Hopefully you have a nice week. Hey, good morning, Bernie. Hope you had a nice weekend. Happy Monday. Would you even be interested in trading oil considering the circumstances? I don't even trade oil. So even though we're doing this analysis, for example, Euro, I don't think I've ever taken a trade on Euro. I do this analysis because the community asked for it. Same thing with the dollar. I also have not taken a trade on the dollar. That's the same exact thing. The community asked for it, so I do it. Oil, I have taken trades on oil, but that was like over a year ago. I did it once or twice, and in my opinion, this is just for me. I'm not saying that this is for everybody. We're all unique to ourselves, so just, look inwards for this answer. But I fall into information overload, right? So that is why I only focus on ES and NQ, because during the time of execution, I don't want to be doing this right here. Just flipping through charts, trying to find something, going through 20 different assets. Oh, okay, we found something. No, I don't do that. I'm a firm believer of less is more. If something doesn't show up on ES or NQ, I just move on right on to the next day. So yes, I have traded oil in the past. With the current circumstances, that doesn't really change the whole information overload issue. That's a personal thing. So I really stick to ES and NQ because I just want less is more. I don't want 20 different assets. So it doesn't really matter with the current circumstances. Hey, good morning, Gaetano. Hope your day is going well. Hope you had a nice weekend. Good morning, Abdullah. Hope your day is going well. Matt, for the Euro bias, there's candle closure below. Any reason for you to be bullish? Let's go back over to Euro. It's an area for me. It's an area for me. Okay. So first things first is, of course, this is going to be inefficient price action. And why is that? So I'm referring to the candle closure that you're pointing to, which happened on Friday. Why would I look at Friday's information as inefficient? What would be a reason for me to not give a lot of weight to this context right here? The Friday daily candle. Why am I not putting a lot of context on this? Does anybody know the answer before I just hand it out? Throw it in chat if you do. Why am I not putting a lot of emphasis on the Friday's daily candle closure? What's the purpose of that? Holiday. Exactly. It's the holiday. The holiday. We had an early closure. To me, that's inefficient price action. This isn't a full set of information. Therefore, I give it less, emphasis than I do what's currently happening. So that's why instead of only looking at this closure, I'm looking at the whole set of information, this entire area. Instead of just looking at one candle, I'm looking at what the overall information is saying. This candle, this candle, this candle. As of right now, that area is providing support for price. And I said the same thing about the dollar, because if you look at the dollar, same thing happened here, right? We get rejected by Thursday, and then you have Monday and Friday's candle baked into this one candle, right? That's inefficient if you ask me. Why is two candles baked into one? Because of the holiday, right? So I'm looking at the area instead of looking at one single candle. And the area that we're dealing with is a bullish FEG. And when I deal with bullish FEGs, I'm looking at it as an area of support. If price gets supported, then I'll have a bullish bias. So that's the explanation for euro. Very good question. Very good question. To the other Ash Ketchum. I was the real Ash Ketchum. I'm just messing around. Hey, good morning, Mint. Hope your day is going well. Good morning, Devon. Good morning, Hassan. How are you doing today? Do you recommend fixed dollar risk or fixed percentage? This is, again, a very unique question to yourself. This is one of the moments where I'd say, know thyself. Okay, so here's the difference. If there is a certain dollar amount, right, so a fixed dollar amount, if there's a certain dollar amount where when you go over it, you start to get induced by certain emotions, right? Everybody has their own experience in life, so you're going to be affected by money differently than somebody else is. So for example, if every time you stay under $200, you're able to look at the experience as a learning experience, right? To me, that's a very positive outlook. That's how you should approach trading, because every single experience is a learning experience. So no matter the outcome, whether it's a win or a loss, if you're under $200 and in your mind, you're sitting there saying, I'm okay with this, and what can I learn from it? Then that's amazing. But when you go over $200, if you start to go over $200 and you start to get pissed off, you tilt, you blow up accounts, then I'm going to say, maybe let's think about a fixed percentage, right? Let's change the perspective from a fixed dollar to a fixed percentage. Maybe that'll fix your emotional intelligence. And this is why I'm saying it's a personal question to you. It's a know thyself type of situation. Do you feel better? Do you stick to the process when you use a fixed dollar amount, or do you stick to the process when you use a fixed percentage? You might react differently than I react, so you need to answer that question, right? If you know that you're going to tilt using a fixed dollar amount, then don't do that. Use a fixed percentage. You have to know thyself for that answer. Okay. Know thyself. There is no, it's never going to be like one holy grail. There's so many different ways to trade. There's so many different people that are profitable using different systems. It's simply because they've learned about themselves. They know to react to certain information. They know to handle their emotions and their feelings. So whether that's a fixed dollar amount or a fixed percentage, I think you need to look internal for that question. Hey, good morning, Spartan. Hope your day is going well. Good morning, Logan. Good morning so far. AO Trades, how are you doing today? Finest, how are you doing today? AV Dream, good morning. Therese, good morning. Reinhardt, hope your day is going well. Michael, good morning. Q Mendez, good morning. Hopefully everybody's day is going well. Hopefully everybody had a nice weekend. For anybody that celebrates the holidays, hopefully you had a nice holiday. And hopefully we are ready to get another week of work in. So let's focus up. Let's get prepared. Let's get another solid work week in. For anybody that's just now joining the live stream, I made a deal with the entire live stream earlier as we started. If you get the like button to 200 likes, we are going to run a giveaway for three people that are present here in chat. So if you get the like button to 200, we will be doing a giveaway here for 3 people that are present here in chat. Alrighty, and let's finish up the analysis. Good morning, Jip Smith. Hope your day is going well. Are you bullish, and what low are you looking for? We just completed the analysis for Euro. So here's your Euro analysis. Looking for higher prices on Euro because of the bullish FEG. Looking for lower prices here on the dollar because of the bearish FEG. And oil, I'm remaining neutral until this bullish FEG gets confirmed. So I'm waiting to see if this gets confirmed. If it does, then I'll target here. So bullish on Euro, bearish on dollar, waiting for information on oil. Hold on, I need to get this screenshot. I didn't get this one yet. Let me update the trading desk. And then here comes ES and NQ. We haven't done those yet. We'll do them right now. Let me just type this out. All right, and lastly, NQ and ES. Lastly, NQ and ES. Beautiful tap into a bullish FEG here. So we'll see if we can be bullish to finish off this swing high. I believe NQ finished off that swing high already, so we need to be careful of some SMT there. But this is what I'm looking at here on ES. So we had a tap into a bullish FEG. So we'll look for higher prices to previous week high and then the next swing high after that. So bullish on ES, which will mean bullish on NQ. Grabbing a screenshot of this. All right, and then it'll be the same there on NQ. NQ just looks like it's leading the way. So we need to be careful of this being bearish SMT. I would like to see them displace through previous week high. So we do need to be cautious of that when we start the day. Cautious of that being bearish SMT because NQ took out previous week high, whereas ES did not. Right, so this bullish bias did a good job going to the target already. All right, so taking a look at higher prices there for NQ and ES. And that'll get the weekly outlook completed. Let me make sure that gets into the trading desk as well. Then I'll hop back over to chat here. Okay. All right. Now we've gotten the weekly outlook completed. Now we've gone over the economic calendar and we've made a deal. All right, we're bringing you guys down to the first floor. Quick little elevator ride, and here we go. All right. All right, if you had any questions or information regarding any of that analysis, feel free to throw it in chat. We can go over it. Got about another, 28 minutes before New York Open, so let's take a look. We're also in a market maker buy model on the 1 hour and 4 hour for NQ. Yeah, I would say that that buy model has been completed. I'm not sure what you're referring to, but if you were looking at, these equal highs as a target and then previous week high as a target, right? This is the reversal here, right? We tap into a higher time frame point of interest. We get a nice reaction from the bullish FEG, right? Then we get a change in the state of delivery. When we go and inverse this new week opening gap, okay, change in the state of delivery, and now the buy side of the curve, right? So this is sell side, reversal, buy side, right? So in terms of a market maker buy model, now we're on the buy side of the curve, and now we took out one target, took out two targets. So we'll see what happens now that previous week high has been taken out. Asked you use weekly and daily profiles. No. I've learned about them. I'm aware of them. But once again, I'm a firm believer of less is more. I don't want to fall into information overload. So that is not something that is on my checklist to get into and out of trades. Okay? Was there any shift in mindset when you started props? Shift in mindset, that I don't think there was a shift in terms of, day trading on cash accounts versus day trading on props. The mindset was still the same there, right? Risk management's got to be number one. Mental and emotional intelligence, having a process and sticking to it. All of those things are the same thing over in props versus cash accounts. You should be trading, with the same perspectives, same, process. The only difference between a cash account and props are the leverage, right? So in terms of a change in mindset, maybe thinking about scaling or compounding or leverage, there's definitely more opportunity to compound here as you can copy trade. So maybe that, can be pointed to as a difference. I love Ash because he trades in a very simple way that makes him unique from other furus who make trading complicated. Very nice comment, and thank you for the generous comment. I have to say, if you cannot understand what somebody is saying, if you cannot replicate what they are doing, then it sounds way too complicated, and it's going to be a bigger issue than you just figuring it out yourself. Right? So it needs to be so simple, right, that you can clearly understand what's going on. If it's so complicated that you can't even understand price action, then how are you going to focus on your risk management? You're going to be stuck in that decision-making phase of never really knowing what the information is telling you, right? So make it as simple as possible. In my opinion, simplicity brings clarity. Everybody knows risk management, but why do they tilt? That's a personal question, right? Your ability to control your emotions, your actions, and your feelings, that would be the reason why people tilt. So, for example, people really depend on money. So they come in here thinking that they have to make money. That's why they came here. That was the whole idea. And maybe they need to pay some bills, or maybe they don't have an income, so they need to find one. So they rely on it. The feeling of needing money is the actual thing that makes people tilt, right? So I've always said, detach your emotions from the outcome. That way you can focus on the process. But there's nothing easy about that, especially when people rely on money, right? So my answer to that, how to not tilt, is don't rely on the money. Stop putting so much emphasis on money, right? And very simple, very simple. Go get a day job, right? Go get a 9-to-5, and that covers all of your living, right? Your 9-to-5 should be your main source of income. That should cover your bills, the food, your savings, your safety, your emergency fund. That's what the main source of income does. And now when you're safe, you're sound, your family is healthy, you have a reliable source of income, and your bills are always paid, then you might rely on trading a little less than if you did needing that money. If you need the money, you're going to force trades. You're going to need a certain outcome. And when you don't get that outcome because the market doesn't care about how you feel, the market doesn't care about your life circumstances, the market doesn't care about what you want, okay? And that's why you need to not rely on trading. Have your main source of income cover your entire life. Go get a second job. Go waitress during the weekends. Go bartend. Go drive Uber. Go work online. Find somebody to help so that you can provide a service for them, right? Like go start power washing, right? Start a lawn mowing business. Any kind of service that you can do on the weekends as a side hustle to generate a secondary source of income. That secondary source of income is used to fund your trading business. And once again, I'm saying this because it keeps you away from tilt. You don't rely on the money because you knew that the money was supposed to be spent on starting your trading business. And it's money that does not affect your family, your ability to pay your bills, your safety net. There's always food in the fridge. When you do not rely on the money, you'll have a less of a chance of tilting. Okay? Just work more, put more time in, go get a side hustle, right? So sorry, I won't keep ranting on that, but you know, tilting is where everybody blows up. And that's why people don't last in this business. And if they just change the mindset from the instant gratification, the impulsiveness, and the needing it now, then maybe they'll have enough time to actually learn this business, right? When you choose education first, when you choose safety first, when you choose risk management first, right? Like go work on those things outside of this business before you even try learning this, so that when you approach this business, you can in a safe and sound way. Okay? What is in your checklist? All right, so this is my checklist right here. Checklist to enter a trade. Number one is time. Most important element. Okay, number one is time. As you can see here from all these live streams, I show up to New York Open, right? So I'm on the East Coast of the US, so it works the best for my daily life. You could use London Open, Asia Open, Globex. Just use the opening times is where I'm going with this statement. Time is the most important element of the checklist, because then you know when there is a trade and when there isn't a trade, right? For example, the market's open 23 hours of the day. So if you think that there's always a trade available all 23 hours, that sounds like that's going to lead into some over trading. Okay, that sounds like some tilt. That sounds like the exact opposite reason to why I'm here, right? Time freedom, location freedom. If I'm just glued to the screen, then that's the same thing as working a 9-to-5 day job. That's not the reason why I started this business, right? The reason why I started this business is to control my time a little bit more, right? So showing up from 8 to 11, 9 to 11, that's only 2 hours of the day, okay? And now I also know when there is a trade and when there's not a trade, right? When it's, 3 p.m., when it's 2 p.m. No, I'm working on other businesses at that point in time, and my focus is over there, not on the chart. So a PM session, couldn't tell you what's happened in the PM session, and I don't know how long because I don't trade the PM session. It's the exact point that I'm trying to make is time, knowing when a trade is available. So time is the first thing on the checklist. Second is bias. So you guys always look and watch me come up with a bias. I'm going on the daily chart. I'm looking at swing highs, swing lows, and FEGs, right? Today, as I explained, right, we did our entire weekly outlook, and that's because I was getting prepared. I was completing my checklist. I got on the daily chart, right? So you can see we're on the daily up here. On the daily chart, I pointed to a daily bullish FEG. I pointed to some swing highs. Right, so I'm keeping it very simple. I'm only looking at FEGs and swing highs and swing lows. Bullish FEG equals bullish bias. Bearish FEG equals bearish bias. Right, and that one explains this one very easily. Look at how price is reacting to the bullish FEG. Look at how price is reacting to the bearish FEG. This one's pretty simple. Right, the bearish FEG got invalidated here. Look at this bearish FEG right here. And you can see that we have multiple candle closures above, opens and closes above the FEG. That looks invalidated. Whereas we had a lot of respect shown to the bullish FEG. All right, so just looking at FEGs, now I have a higher time frame bias, which in my opinion, being on the same side as the higher time frame order flow is more important than lower time frame price fluctuations. So time bias and entry function. Time bias entry function. Right? Entry function is just understanding how you're going to enter the market. Understanding how you're going to measure your risk. understanding where you're right, where you're wrong, right? Whether you're using inversions, whether you're using the unicorn model, whether you're using the initial balance, whether you're using VWAP, I don't care what you use. It does not matter how you enter the market, okay? Everybody has their own unique way of understanding this information, and however you operate the best is what you should move forward with. The only comment that I have about that is that you need, however you operate, you need to understand where to enter, where you're wrong, and where you're right. You need those points. And that is usually your entry function, your model, or, you know, however you want to call it. So these are the things that I look at to get into a trade every single day. Very good question. Very good question. Chat, I really appreciate all the questions this morning. It really is a pleasure to be around other like-minded professionals who are just relentlessly working and learning every single week. This is exactly how we build the muscle memory to develop this business. Okay? Showing up and putting the time and effort in and day out, and reviewing this information, documenting it, journaling it, learning from it, going over questions and information. So just want to take a moment to say thank you for all the individuals that are here, for all the individuals that are asking questions. Let's continue to keep going over the information. Once again, friendly reminder for any of the new individuals that have just walked in the door. We have a deal currently. If the like button here on the YouTube live stream gets to 200, the moment that that hits 200, 3 people that are here, that are present in chat, are going to win a giveaway account. So I have 2 giveaways that are going to happen. There's one over here on Twitter. If you go to my Twitter and complete this entry criteria right here, you'll be entered into the Twitter giveaway that will be announced on Friday of this week. That is option number 1. Option number 2 is get the like button to 200 on this live stream right here. When that button gets to 200, we're going to give away 3 My Funded Futures accounts to 3 people that are present here on stream. All right. So we're starting the week off with some fire, some deals, some opportunities for the community. And I don't know if anybody's in the Discord, but I just got this lovely message. I don't know if anybody is aware of Alan. Alan was one of our recent giveaway winners. Alan just got a $700 payout from one of the Lucid giveaway accounts. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Alan, if you're here, congratulations. Dude, the ROI on a giveaway account, you spend $0 to get an account and you make $700. The ROI on that is just incredible. Absolutely incredible. So I do want to also just give Alan a mention in the Discord real quick. So give me a couple seconds. Let me say, I'm going to add everybody and say, let's give Alan, everyone, let's give Alan a huge congratulations on the recent payout. Fire, or no, money emoji, right? Not fire. That is pure money. Amazing payout secured from one of the giveaway accounts we do live on stream. Amazing work, Alan. Congratulations on the great work. Great job, Alan. Love that. Love that. Insane. Yeah, drop the course. Time to drop the course. From what's the thumbnail for that? There's got to be like 700. I'll show you how to make 700% return on a prop firm account. Is that a good thumbnail? I made 700% return in the matter of one day, one trade. I'll show you how in a to Z step-by-step course. No, that's just some sarcasm. Some sarcasm. Yeah, how I turned $0 into millions trading props. Yeah, perfect. That's just, if anybody couldn't tell, that was just dry humor. Not real. Amazing job, Alan. That is just so amazing, man. That is exactly why I'm doing these giveaways. I just want to give people opportunities that they don't currently have, and people like Alan are really taking advantage of that. $0 for the account, $700 payout. That is just astonishing. Do you ever trade forex, Ash? No, I don't. I'm not a forex trader. I trade ES and NQ. That's what I focus on. Today's Trump speech? Yep. So if you weren't here in the beginning of the live stream, make sure you understand the red folder news today. We have a 10 a.m. red folder, PMI at 10 a.m. And then we also have 1 p.m. Trump is speaking. So we need to be aware of that. Okay? We need to be aware of that. Thanks for the giveaway, Ash. Anytime, Rocky Mountain Trader. Very glad to see you again. Hopefully you are having a great week. Hopefully you had a great weekend. Rocky Mountain Trader is an OG on the MFTV live stream. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure Rocky Mountain Trader was there for like the first live stream of My Funded TV. And we've been doing that for nearly a year now. So, nearly a year now. All right, chat, 6 likes away. 6 likes away. Come on now. Get the like button to 200 and we're going to do a giveaway live right here on stream. Do you use any indicators? Have you added another ISP? Is ISP referring to the internet? If it is, I did not. I need to, so just a quick recap. Last week I had horrible internet, but it wasn't their fault. So where I'm currently located, the building around here is incredible. They're putting in new highways, they're putting in new schools, they're putting in new utilities, they're putting in new hospitals. Like the development around here is insane to the point where they're literally putting a highway in right down the road. So like they need to move around some utilities. Therefore, it's not AT&T's fault. It wasn't. I know I was huffing and puffing and I was all annoyed about it. It wasn't their fault. Obviously, when you make new roads and move utilities, you got to turn the service off and turn it back on so you can make those adjustments. So it wasn't their fault, but I'm definitely going to get a backup provider. Thank you for reminding me, Jack. I will definitely get that done this week. That way, I don't have to run into those issues again that we did last week. What indicators do you use? I don't use indicators. The 2 indicators that are shown, right? AGFX watermark. That's what this writing is right here on the screen. So that's the first indicator. The second indicator is the kill zones. So I just do this so I can see Asia high, London low, Asia low. So I do have that indicator just to see the different sessions. But no, I don't have any view ops. I don't have any moving averages. I don't have any, I don't really use indicators now. No, I don't. 200 likes. Yes, sir. Let's go, chat. Let's go, chat. You know what that means. A deal is a deal. A deal is a deal. Give me a second here. All right. We're getting this set up. Give me a second here. You guys have completed a deal. I'm getting it set up here. I have to make sure the random name generator is set up. So only a couple seconds and we are going to be running a giveaway for 3 My Funded Futures accounts for 3 people that are present here in chat. Let me get this set up for you guys. Let's go, chat. You got yourself a deal. A deal is a deal. Let's set it up. Let's get it set up. If you want to help out your friends, if you want to help out your community, you know, send them the link to the live stream. Let them get a chance to win the giveaway as well. In a few moments here, we are going to get it set up. Literally working on it right now. So help your friends out. Share the link to the live stream in your communities or with your friends. Let them get a chance at winning the giveaway as well. Give me a couple seconds here and we're going to get it set up. Let's go, chat. Let's go. Let's go. What a Monday. What a Monday. All right, chat. Listen, all you have to do, ready? Ready? All you have to do is sub to my YouTube channel. Just kidding. Here comes the giveaway. All right, so type this into chat. Ready? We're going to do a giveaway for 3 My Funded Futures accounts. All you have to do to enter the giveaway is type MFFU into chat. All right, we're doing 3 My Funded Futures giveaways. So all you have to do is type MFFU into chat. Once you type that into chat one time, you do not need to spam it. If you spam it, you do not get multiple entries. So you're just wasting your own energy, right? All you got to do is type MFFU into chat. Then your name's going to be put into the random name generator. We'll give it a few minutes so everybody gets a chance to type that into chat. And then we'll run the giveaway. So 3 people are going to go home with a giveaway account. You have to be present here in chat to claim it. So after we run the giveaway, when we say, hey, John's the winner, John has to be in here in chat saying, all right, I'm claiming the giveaway. All right, so type this into chat. Type this into chat. Okay, the giveaway is starting right now, right this very second. I'll give it a minute or two. I'll give everybody a couple minutes to get their phones out, get over to chat, type it in. Here, I'm going to do my community a favor, just like I told everybody else. Let's see. Let me tell them real quick. Rocky Mountain saying that we can't use that, but it doesn't look. Let me know, chat. Type MFFU into chat and let me know if it allows you to do that. Somebody type MFFU in the chat and tell me if it gives you a blocker or something. Let me do it as well. Imagine if I win the giveaway. That would be hilarious. Oh, hold on. No, it works. I just typed it in the chat. I just typed it in the chat. We're good to go. So, once again, you were able to see, I wrote it under my normal name, Matt Geisler. So I see the comment there. Everybody else could see it, right? Matt Geisler, 3358 wrote MFFU. We should be good to go. Should be good to go. MFFU, keyword. Type MFFU in the chat. Doesn't matter if it's caps or there's no caps. Just type MFFU in the chat. And in a minute or so, we're going to do 3 50K flex accounts for My Fund of Futures. Let's see. Is there not many entries? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, there's some entries. MFU. Okay, okay. Type MFFU into chat. Okay, so maybe you don't see it, Rocky Mountain Trader? All right, maybe do we need to change this? Is that what's going on here? Should we change it? Yay or nay? All right, people are saying, all right, we'll change it. We'll change it. We'll change it. Sorry. Looks like some people are having issues. So what do we write here? Sorry. It looks like we're changing it. We're changing it. What do we change it to? MFF? You think that's better? Is that going to work? All right, give me a second. Give me a second. All right. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you. I was curious why there was less comments for that one. Hold on, let me type it in real quick. Give me 2 seconds. Hold on, yeah, see, MFF is going through, so, all right. Hold on. Oh, you guys beat me to it. I'm getting it into, hold on. You beat me to it. I just entered it right now, so I hate to tell you. If you did type it, you have to type it again because I just pressed enter. Hold on. All right. It is set to go now. All right. Starting from right now. Type this into chat. MFF. Okay. MFF. We'll give you guys a minute or two to type this in the chat. And then you have to be present. Okay. You have to be present in chat to claim the giveaway. And we're just going to give you guys a minute or two to type that in the chat before we get the giveaway winners. Let's leave this on the chart for now. See what happens here at the open as well. We also have New York Open. Some SMT at the lows. The higher low there on, take a look at this right here. Higher low there for ES. While NQ took out that low. So looks like we need to watch this. Ready? All right, let's take a look at this. See if that has a higher time frame. Yep, that was a swing low. Beautiful. All right, let's see if we get confirmation on this. Whether you want to look for the unicorn here, right? This to become a breaker block, or whether you want to look for this to be a change in the state of delivery. All right, so we'll look at this. See how many points this is? 51. Back up to the highs here. All right. Take a look at this for New York Open as we do the giveaway as well. All right, first winner. Who do we get here? Bright Decision. Bright Decision, are you here? Bright Decision, are you here? There he is, Bright Decision. Let's go. Let's go. Love to see it. Love to see it. Okay, so they are running through the change in the state of delivery before I even got a chance to get my order book out here. So I'm going to give it a second. Bright Decision and Hassan. Hassan, are you here? Hassan, are you here? Wow, the giveaway literally just saved me, chat. You just saved me. What? Delayed NFP reaction. Interesting. You guys literally just saved me. Couldn't even get over here because of the giveaway, and now that went right through. Right? So I was literally about to grab longs from the change in the state of delivery as I pointed this out right here, and could not get over to MNQ quick enough before they ran it through the change in the state of delivery. Wow. Hassan, did you say you were not eligible? Are you restricted from My Funded Futures? Are you restricted from My Funded Futures? Let us know. Okay, so how do we do that? Hassan, I'm sorry. I have My Funded Futures accounts for today, so Hassan, I'm sorry if you're excuse me. Hassan, I'm sorry if you're restricted from My Funded Futures. We're gonna have to re-roll again because I have My Funded Futures for today. Yeah, we're gonna have to re-roll. I'm sorry about that. If you're restricted from My Funded Futures, that's what I have for today. So we will definitely have to try again there. Gail looks like the next one up. Gail, are you here for the giveaway account? Gail W, let's go! Congratulations. All right, so we have Gail and we have Bright. Bright was the first one, right? Yeah, Bright Decision and Gail, first two winners. Very good job. And Glitch. Glitch is the last winner here. Glitch, are you here? Glitch. Glitch, that's you. Yes, it is. Let's go. Let's go. W, chat. W for the giveaway winners. Congratulations. Another week, another opportunity. Let's continue to keep working and learning relentlessly every single week. Let's go. Be like Alan. That's all I got to say. Be like Alan. Alan took the giveaway account and brought it to a $700 payout. Free account turns into a payout. Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Be like Alan. Let's go. So Glitch, Gail, and Bright. Make it to the Discord. All right, make it over to the Discord. All right, go to the YouTube giveaway section in the Discord. When you get there, take a screenshot of your YouTube username. Put that screenshot into the YouTube giveaway section so that we can confirm that it's you. And then we'll get you that giveaway account. Congratulations on winning. Congratulations. Let's go. All right. What do we got here? ES taking out that low as well now. So we both swept the hourly swing low on ES and NQ. See what they develop. Congratulations. Alrighty, New York Open. What are we going to get today? What are we going to get today, chat? Are we still going to get the higher prices? We shall see. I'm going to see if this turns into a change in state of delivery as well. Right, is this going to be the next change in the state of delivery? Let's see. Chopping it up so far. Amazing job, Bright and Glitch. All right. All right, I got you, Bright. Got you, Glitch. Bright, Glitch, and Gale. Gale's the last one. W. All right, what's NQ and ES doing? Are they waiting for the 10 a.m. news? What are we doing here? Maybe 3-minute setup? not much going on yet. I'm curious to know if that's going to be the low of the initial balance being set there at 9:30. We swept out the lows on both ES and NQ. So no SMT there yet. But that could have been the 15-minute change in the state of delivery there. Right after sweeping out the low. If this becomes a gap, we shall see. Same thing there on ES. So let's still look for those higher prices. How many points is that? Let's see. See if I could use that 15-minute change in the state of delivery. How many points would that be? 60. All right, so let's see if it'll tap into this. Target this. Tap into this to target that. All right, this is what I'll look at right here. Let's see if let's start with that. Let's see if we get a retracement into this gap in here or the change in the state of delivery to then target the highs. Do that for NQ or ES. How's the 10K steps going every day? It's going amazing. Thanks for asking. I'm a little annoyed by it, but I've done it every single day this year except for one day. So I have like a 99% win rate on my health. Unfortunately, this is the worst part about it. So this is the worst part about it. The day that I missed the goal, out of the 10K steps, I did 9K. So somehow I missed one day, and when I missed that one day, it was by a hair. So yeah, a little annoying, but here we are. We keep moving forward. There we go, Gail. Perfect. All right, I got all the giveaway winners. Sent you guys some messages there on Discord. So check your Discord message. Get some information to set up those giveaway accounts. Let's go. All right. Let's also take a look at what the initial balance is looking like. Yeah, so that's near the same location as well. So basically looking for this right now. Looking to see if we can get this. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I can't believe I literally missed it by 1,000 steps. I couldn't believe it. It is what it is. You win some, you lose some. Divergence on ES. Let's take a look. NQ. Yeah, so ES hasn't taken out the high there. Definitely a potential divergence there. We'll see. We'll see. How many points is that as well on ES? All right, so we could take it. We could take one contract on ES, 12-point stop. Something like this. Maybe the news will be the driver, the 10 a.m. news. So we'll see. But that's about $600 of risk there. So we'll see if they ever revisit the change in the state of delivery or if they just run it higher without us. News coming up in about 10 minutes. News coming up in about 10 minutes. We'll see if they tag us in before the news. We'll risk about $600. See if we can make about 1,000 to 1,200. So we'll see if they tag us into the long there. We'll see what happens. Will they tap us into the long? Let's see. Let's see, chat. Getting close. Pull back a little bit more, get us into the long. See what we got here. See what it looks like on the 5-minute as well. Not a unicorn, but definitely that would be a change in state of delivery up here. No more divergence there. ES also took out the high. So now both ES and N... Well, now there's another divergence, though, because NQ took out this high. But great job going to the highs there on NQ. Looks like the bullish bias was correct. We're getting a move higher so far. We have 8 minutes before the news, so we'll see what the news does for price as well. If they're not going to give us the change in the state of delivery entry here, then I'll take a look at the initial balance as well. So far on ES, it's nearly the same location. NQ's definitely doing a good job moving higher, so it's leading the way here. Be a little bit of a higher entry there on NQ. Still going to leave the order until ES runs to here, the full target. If it runs to here before ever getting my order, then I'll cancel the order. And we'll take a look at the initial bounce. So let's see. What about you all? How's your day going so far? Type a 1 into chat if you're green on the day. Type a 2 in the chat if you're red on the day. And type a 3 in the chat if you've yet to trade so far today. See how everybody else is doing. Okay, pretty 50-50. Couple 2s, couple 1s, couple 3s. It's pretty 50-50 across the board. Pretty 50-50. Okay. Well, let's see where the rest of the session heads. Another 6 minutes before the news drops, so beware of the red folder. We got this coming up here. The countdown. The countdown. Chat, I also have the My Funded Futures live stream coming up at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So We'll hang out here for about another 10, 15, 20 minutes, and then we will move over to the My Funded TV live stream. So give like a 10-minute break before the My Funded TV live stream. So we'll make sure to wrap this one up by like 10:10, 10:15. Then hopefully you all will meet me over on the My Funded Futures live stream as well. Isn't there also a unicorn on the change in state of delivery? If this FEG gets confirmed here, then yes. We need this to be confirmed first. So after the current candle closes, if they leave this FEG open, right, if they confirm this FEG here, then yes, it would also be a unicorn because this is the breaker right here. Okay, the FEG is aligned with the breaker. Breaker plus FEG equals unicorn. So that explains why I'm looking at this, right? Whether you want to look at the change in state of delivery, the unicorn, it's all the same thing. It's a reversal, right? We were moving lower. We were moving lower until we got the reversal. So since we got the reversal, now we're looking higher. That aligns with our bias. If we get tagged in, we'll target the highs. Got news coming up here in about 3 minutes, so that might be the decision maker. We'll see if the news gives the entry and then goes to target. News coming up in 3 minutes. See if the news can provide that right there. Have you ever tried Wim Hold breathing method? It's great for the body besides the 10K. Well, never mind. Looks like they deleted that comment. Didn't get to read the last portion, but not sure what Wim Hold breathing is. Ash, is there any other steps to do for the get? Let's see. Ash. Nope, you sent the information over. Just be patient. I need to get that information over to My Funded Futures. Once I do that, they will process the giveaway account. So I'm focusing up on the live stream right this very second. I want to see if I can get a position here. After I do that, I'll submit the information. Those giveaway accounts will get issued. So if you don't mind, just give me a few minutes here. Let me focus on the live stream. Let me focus on this trade, and then we'll get that completed. But looks like they're starting to head towards the target. Looks like they might leave without us, and if they do, that is okay. We are not going to chase price. We are following the game plan. If they don't give the unicorn an entry, then I'll take a look at the initial balance. So let's see. Maybe the news will be volatile enough to give us one of these. A retrace back to the change in the state of delivery first before going to the target. About to find out in about a minute. All right, last minute before the news here. Wim Hof. Okay. No, I haven't checked that. I'll definitely look into that. I've never heard of that before. Also known as the Iceman. Jeez. Ice in the veins. So I'll be canceling if they go and run to the target first, which it looks like they're doing so far. We'll see. 8 more seconds here. If they just run right to the target, then I'll be canceling. Do they let me in first? Let's see. No pullback? No? That's all the pull we get? Might be the only pull we get. There it goes. There it goes. The bulls are out today. The bulls are out. Let's go. Nice move. All right, so no longer going to look at the change in the state of delivery. We can take a look at the initial balance. So we'll see if we can get the initial balance here. Both NQ and ES, but that's going to be a larger stop loss, so I'm going to have to go down to the micros for that. Let's take a look at the initial balance. All right, so we'll take a look at buying some here. Now this is the initial balance. Smaller size because of the larger stop loss. 104 points. So now we're going to look at the initial balance since the bullish unicorn played out without giving us an entry. It went to the target before it entered us into the position. For that reason, I canceled that order, and now we're looking at the initial balance. So let's see if the initial balance will give us an entry. We got an order here at 50% of the range. Starting to pull back a bit. We'll see if we can get into that long with the stop loss at the low. Surely it doesn't come 1 point away, right? Let's see. So now 104 points for the stop. All right, so for 2 contracts, that'll be about $408 of risk. Let's see if they'll tag me in. All right, tag us in there. Let's see what we got. All right, here we go, chat. First position of the week. Let's see what we get here. The initial balance long has been entered. Stop loss at the low. Take profit at the high. Let's see what we get for today. Let's see what we get for today. Yes, for anybody that's asking, the initial balance is closed at 10:30. So yes, front running the initial balance is an additional risk. So clearly that's what happened here this morning, right? It's only 10:03 a.m. So we are early. We are taking an additional risk by being early to the initial balance. Let's see what happens with that. Is being early going to change the information? Maybe this isn't even a long, and maybe they go smashing through the lows and it changes the initial balance. We're going to find out that here shortly, right? Is being early an issue? We'll see. Looks like the change in the state of delivery is getting the entry there too now. So we might have been able to wait. We had it there on ES. Let's see if they tap into it. We'll see. But from here, we're going to go stop loss or take profit. Okay. So either I'll be wrong down here or I'll be right up here. All right. And it looks like it's moving into drawdown. So the risk has been accepted before the risk has been taken. The game plan is set, and we're just going to wait to see what type of result we get. All right. Stop loss is at the low, TP is at the high. We'll see if being early is good or bad. And I'm saying it would be different, right? Because 10:30 is when the initial balance closes, right? So if the high was set first and the low was set second, that would change this entire initial balance before the initial balance even closed. So that's the issue to front running. There might be a different initial balance at 10:30. That's what I'm trying to say. So that's the additional risk that is being taken. All right, and it's going further into drawdown. So maybe it is going to be a stop. We're about to see here shortly. We'll see. We shall see, chat. Risk has been accepted. Now it's just a matter of waiting for a result. See what we get here. Going further into drawdown. It might be a stop, chat. It might be a stop to start the week. We'll see. We'll see. So the change in the state of delivery did end up getting an entry there. Is there any reason? Nope. I said that I'm willing to take the risk, and that's about it. There was nothing technical on the screen saying that. Okay? It was a choice that I made individually to front run the IB. Nothing more to it. There was nothing technical on the screen saying, "Oh, today's better to front run than yesterday." No. Nothing to it. It was just a simple choice. And I'll live with that choice. I've accepted the risk, and now I'm going to wait to see what happens with that risk. See what we get. So, friendly reminder, once again, I do have the My Funded Futures live stream coming up. So I will have to move over there in about another 5 minutes. All right. The game plan's set here. So no matter what, I'm either wrong here or I'm right here. All right. So just during the intermission, now you know what I'm looking at for this session. I'm just going to grab like a new cup of water and a snack. That way I can have like 10 minutes to myself before the My Funded Futures live stream. So we'll wrap this up in about 5 minutes. While we're waiting for the answer to this, that's how I will be moving forward until we get a result. Either I'm wrong here or I'm right here. Anything in between that, right? Anything in between that, I will just wait. All right. So if you have any last questions or comments, feel free to throw it in chat. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up in about 5 minutes so I can go refresh for the My Funded Futures live stream at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Chat, once again, thank you for your time today. I do really appreciate being around other like-minded professionals. Everybody, there's so many names that, keep showing up every single day. And I'll be the first one to tell you, conviction is built through experience. So for the individuals that keep showing up every single day, those are going to be the people that I think are going to be here in the long term. The people that keep relentlessly working and learning every single week. Okay, so just remain objective to your results. Don't let any one position deter your work ethic. Keep showing up no matter what. But thank you for being here. I greatly appreciate your time today. We'll see what we get here on this position. You guys know what I'm looking for, and we'll soon get a result. Still sitting in drawdown here. See if they want to change direction at all. Another day, another giveaway. For the giveaway winners, I'll make sure to go submit that information during the interval as well. So just keep an eye on your emails. That's where you'll see the giveaway account. Once that information is processed by MyFunded Futures, they'll send you an email with that information. So congratulations to the winners. Make sure to participate over here as well. We also have the Twitter giveaway going on. All right. So you have a second chance over here, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the stream. Last time I'll say it. You'll see me over there on the MyFunded Futures live stream saying the same thing because the process doesn't change. We've entered along on the initial balance by front running it. Now we have accepted the risk and we are waiting for a result. Either I get stopped out or I get take profit. Anything in between that, I will just wait. All right. So thank you for your time today. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this live stream. I greatly appreciate every single one of you. We will still be going live on Wednesday and Friday as per our normal stream schedule for YouTube. So I look forward to a phenomenal week with you all. Come and follow me over to the MyFunded Futures live stream. I will be going live on their channel at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so in 17 minutes from now. Let's get one more hour in before we wrap up shop for the day over on the MyFunded Futures channel. All right, so thank you for your time today. I will make sure to update this position as the information develops. I will see you all on the MyFunded Futures live stream and on Wednesday here back on this channel. Thank you for your time today. I hope you all have a great day.